Hello, I'm Dara and welcome to my beef farm. In this week's video, I'm doing a repair to this machine behind me here. It's a vital machine on any farm, especially a farm that has a slatted tank. This video was a while in the making, so I hope you can watch it through until the end. The subs have been coming in very steadily there and getting great views on the videos, so I hope you can keep it up. And if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe to the channel and give the video a like, and also leave a comment if you have any questions or any comments about anything there in the video. So I'll just get on with the video now, and I hope you enjoy it. So this is my agitator, and unfortunately I have a little issue with it today. It's typical, it's like with any machinery, they never break when they're in the shed. And the problem is I have a roll pin broke on that propeller. There's a roll pin up here in the shaft, and you have to drop all that shaft out to put the roll pin, to replace the roll pin in it. There's 3 roll pins you bang in a big one, then another one inside it, and another one inside that to give it strength. Now there's also a shear pin on the PTO shaft, so I don't know why it breaks there, but I break one a year. Now it's not a big thing to do, it costs about €1 to replace the roll pins, but it's just getting it out is a little bit annoying. So I'll just go through a few things on the agitator there. I bought the agitator second hand off a local dealer. I don't know what the make is. It's quite a light agitator. It's easy enough to drive it, but it wouldn't have a great power now. It wouldn't be great blow on it. The smaller John Deere, I have the 2650, will drive it, and normally it's up on that there, but the John Deere is at another job there now for me. But when I bought it there, you might see there's a plate on it here. That plate wasn't on it. There was a kind of a cover over it and held in place with 2 Jubilee clips. And I thought that when that roll pin would go on that, you just open that cover and you can drive in your roll pin, and a very easy fix. But that proved not to be the case. I think what the previous owner had done is they had cut that section out, and then there's a shaft inside in that again, and they cut that as well. And what they did then is there's a marine bearing in there. It's kind of a rubber bearing that takes the vibration of the propeller, and they had drilled a hole in that and managed, I don't know how they did it, but they managed to drill a hole in the marine bearing and drive the roll pins through that, and that was their way of fixing it. I got to find that out to my displeasure, because I couldn't do that to replace the roll pin when it broke the first time after I bought it. So if you come up along the agitator, you'll see in there, it's kind of hard enough to see that now, but there's a bolt, and the shaft comes up into that collar, and it's kind of a PTO knuckle on it that goes up into the gearbox. And by right, what you do is open that bolt and you drop down the shaft, and it'll slide out, and you can put in your roll pins in your propeller and slide it back up and back into that and tighten it up again. But when I bought that machine, I opened that bolt, but I couldn't get out that shaft. Not a hope in hell could I get it out, and I'd say that's what happened to previous owners. They couldn't get it out, so that was their solution, was to go in here and cut into the shaft there. So I wasn't going to do that, and I couldn't do it either. So I actually was able to take out all the bolts on the gearbox and get it down enough and get a small angle grinder in there, and I stayed cutting and cutting and cutting until I eventually got to break that collar, and I got the shaft out. And then I had the next problem then, because I broke the collar. I needed to replace the collar, but I couldn't get the PTO knuckle then off the spigot going into the gearbox. So, and that gearbox is blooming heavy. So it was a really awful job. Now eventually I did got to cut the knuckle and get it off, and I replaced that knuckle on it. And since I've done that now, it's made the repair of the shear pin an awful lot easier. and I make sure to keep that well greased and throw WD-40 on it and stuff, just to make sure that when it does break I can get it off, because I'd say the other boys were running into awful hardship with it. So that's kind of the backstory to the agitator. It's like Anton, it's not without its troubles. I spent a small bit of money on it. I said I repaired that thing there, re-welded back on the plate inside and outside, and I welded on those boys as well, because there does slurry come up the marine bear and doesn't seal right, and the slurry comes up the shaft, and in a shallow tank then it'll spill out on the yard. So those help to run the slurry back down along the shaft and back into the tank. There was no O guard. I put that old guard on it, and I put a new PTO shaft and new covers on the PTO shaft, and did a few more jobs on it as well, but it does my job anyway. And anyway, I better get through it and get this thing repaired, because we've tanks getting nearly full there now. It's typical. There's always different size bolts on these yokes. I must put them all to one size. There's 17s and there's one and 19. I must drill them all out and put them all 19s. Jesus. That one now is rounded. That's annoying now, and I have no bigger vice grip than that. Jesus. I have a bigger vice grip than that, but I don't know where it is. That lad now, if he's not careful, what he'll get done now is just cut him with the angle grinder. No, he behaved himself that time. So now, you see there, just pull out. This propeller comes out. Now, lovely. And you see that hole there? There should be roll pins going through that. So, that's the guide in that drives the slurry around in a circle and drives it up. See, there's bits of the roll pin coming out now, they're all shattered. And that needs a new marine bearing in there as well. That marine bearing is wrecked, and that's probably why it broke then, because there's too much vibration in it. I'll get up here and I'll give it a bang with this long chisel, hopefully get it in on it there, and give it a few shots and see if we can get it out. So doing these things on camera is not easily done. Can't really see what I'm doing either. That shouldn't be that tight. I was keeping. And there she's going now at last. Now there's the shaft out, and you can just about see the hole there where the roll pins would have went through. And I'd have to bang them out now, and I'll have to put new roll pins in it, and then I can put two of them together. The marine bearing in there, I don't know if you can see it, it's absolutely shot, so that needs to be replaced. So I can't get this machine going now. This is Friday the 27th, so I won't be able to get parts for that now until Monday. Well, unless there's anybody open tomorrow now, I'll have to make a phone call and get a new marine bearing, and I'll probably get a bundle of roll pins as well and have them. So I'll get this shaft out and get into the workshop. So I just have the agitator reversed into the workshop. It's a couple of days later. I have got my parts. So I have my roll pins there. I got a couple of them. I have spares, and I got new bowls for holding on the cover. This is one that was on it, and sure, it's nearly rounded. And some of the bowls were 19, so they're all the one size now. So when I go to take it off again, it's just a matter of a 17 spanner, and no more looking for different size sockets. So as I said, that's the roll pin. You put another one in there, and then I have a box of stuff there, and I put a third one in it. So that is the shaft up through the agitator, and as you can see, the roll pins are broke in it, so there's 3 of them in it. So I punch out the inside one, then the next one, and then the outside one. And I was talking about the marine bearing, which is this fella. So that's the one that has to go into it, and that's what came out. Which that one is wrecked anyway, worn out. So that's why you have all the play. So the shaft goes in that there, and that kind of holds it in place. Now the propeller is there on the ground. I might look up getting a new propeller there when the next time the roll pin breaks, for the simple reason is there's a lot of wear on this part of it, and it lets slurry up the shaft and it comes out the top. So I think even if there was a couple of mil of wear and it was a bit tighter on the marine bearing, it'd be better, but it's kind of gone light, you know. There's a lot of wear on that, and at this stage it might help the agitator if it was replaced. Now get this fella in there. He just slides up like that. So that's him in anyway up to the top. So the next thing I do now is I knock out the roll pins. So I get out that inside one first anyway. See how that goes. Let's that one out. Need a bigger chisel. Now, that's all that's left. So that's the big one that goes in there first. So, get on the propeller. So, these roll pins are too long, so just when I have it in, I'll just cut them off there, bring them flush with the shaft. Let's get that roll pin started off camera there. very tight. Oh, so they're the roll pins your man gave me, and I can't get it in, it's too big. It's 20mm roll pin, and these are the ones I had before that I cut, and they're 16mm. 20mm, so there's 4mm, I can't get them in, and that would wreck your head. Now I have them too. They were probably the cut-offs from the last time I repaired it, so I might just put them in and then put the full one in between it and go into the third one, and at least I know they're 16mm, and if that breaks again I'll be putting a new propeller on it anyway. So that's a pain in the ass now. I'd rather not have to go do that, you know, but just that's kind of typical now this time of the year. These sort of things happen. So anyway, I'll go put that in. And so all the roll pins I got are too big, so these ones, lucky enough I have this box of roll pins there now that'll do to fill the insides of it, so I'll get them into it there now. So now you see, you can kind of see the 3 roll pins gone in there. So I had to, they're all too long anyway, so you just cut them and peel them off there. So that's it. It's not a great job now. Hopefully it'll last. The propeller is a little loose on that, so I'd say I'll just have to get a new propeller there because those holes are a bit too big. Oh, it's the next day. I didn't get to finish the video yesterday evening, or finish recording it. I was the last part of it I think you saw was I was putting the propeller on the shaft. Now my brother came along and gave me a hand to put the whole lot back into the agitator, so I didn't record in that process, but I'd have the new bolts back on it, 4 new bolts back on it, and she's all back together. I don't know if you can hear me that clearly. There's a fair noise off the New Holland there. There's a fair rap off the engine when she's opened up. But I have the agitator in. This is the 3rd tank she's been in so far, and she's going well. The roll pins are holding in the marine bear and she's running well. I was talking to there in the very beginning of the video. I said I put on those deflectors, we'll call them. So if you can see, there's some slurry comes up along the shaft, especially in a watery tank, and that's a shallow tank. It's only 5 foot. So I put on those deflectors to stop the slurry being splashed out on the yard and get splashed back into the tank. So you're kind of saying, what's the ass with those yards on? But that was the reason I put them on it there. This is about 2 weeks since I did the original footage. It's actually maybe a little bit more. It's 3 weeks. It's the 13th of January there now. I have been agitating with the agitator, but I've been moving slurry around from tank to tank. That tank over there, the double tank, I took 4 loads out of that and put them into this tank here, and I brought slurry from the other cow tank down here as well. I put about 8 loads of slurry into this tank, so this tank is nearly full, and the agitator is flying. It's nearly done. This is the tank, if you remember from the very first video, whether you saw it or not. It's Farmer Fabricates diagonal barriers. This is the shed we put the new feed barriers on, and I've absolutely had no blockages on the agitator, so there's no silage down in that tank this year. So those barriers have absolutely paid for themselves. So I'm only here about an hour and that tank is done. I'm going to put a load of water into it because I'm going to spread this tank through the umbilical system. Now the contractor is coming in to me now in a few days, and I'm going to go to the very top of the farm. I haven't spread slurry up there before. Well, I do, but I don't usually get up there in the spring, and it's ground that could do with the slurry, because it's always just bag fertilizer it gets. I always tend just to spread the slurry nearest to the yard, because it's just less time, you get more loads out per hour. But I'm going to get a contractor in and do 30 acres up there that wouldn't normally get slurry, and it'll be a good job. Empty this tank and empty the other cow tank, so I want to get plenty of water in it. I don't know if I'll take any footage of it. Obviously I'd have to ask permission of the contractor, and I'm kind of new at this YouTube stuff, and I'm not really comfortable in videoing other people. I'll video myself, no bother, and what I do. Maybe if I was spreading a few loads of slurry with the dribble bar myself, maybe I'll take a bit of footage of it and add it into the end of the video. We'll just see how it goes. Now this year I did something different again, which I haven't done before. Is I added a slurry additive to all the tanks. I want to try and see if I can cut down on the length of time it's taken to agitate tanks, and I suppose to burn less diesel. And then these additives are supposed to help the slurry break up and not have it form a crust and not be as thick, that there's bugs in the slurry that help to keep the slurry more liquidy. Or maybe I'm explaining it wrong now, but that was my kind of take on it. There's also, with the additive in it, it's supposed to stop the smells and make your nitrogen more available to your ground, and it's also supposed to make your slurry a bit easier on ground. Definitely there's no smell off the slurry, unless I'm nose blind because I'm down here beside it and I can't get it. I know when I go in for a cup of tea, if my mother says to me, you agitate the slurry, and then I know there's a smell off it. And if she doesn't say that to me, there's no smell off it. I definitely don't think I can get the same smell around the yard as what you'd normally have. And what else is going to say? That tank has broke up a lot faster than it normally would. It's easier agitated. I've less time with the agitator in that tank, and she's just agitated. Like, I'm not trying to sell additives. The only way, in my opinion, is if something works is to try it. And it wasn't big money, and look, if it works, brilliant. And if it doesn't, sure, what about it? Sure, nothing ventured, nothing gained. Everyone has an opinion on something, and you could ask 10 people about slurry additives and get 10 different opinions, and you'll be none the wiser. So as far as I'm concerned, it's the only way to find out is go use them. Definitely there's no smell off it, and has been a lot easier agitated, so worth it so far in my book anyway. So I don't know if you can see that or if you can hear what I'm saying, but the slurry is fairly watery now. I'm just kind of have the spout faced across the tank and just sorting in the slurry to bring in. There's a few little lumps there. I'd say they're probably still in it from last year. Just bringing them around and hopefully getting broken up. And I'll probably add another load of water in there as well and have it really nice and watery now for going out through the dribble bar. Just letting in a load of water now, and 2650 is on the job there on our crust. So that'll be that tank done, then it'll be ready for spreading. Now I hope you can hear me. There's a lot of noise going on with the agitator and the tractor, and the John Deere is running over there as well, so all the water from the tank is nearly in, and that's very watery now, ready to be spread. Soup for the grass. That'll grow grass, that stuff. Rocket fuel. I'm just down in paddock number 4, we'll call it. It's called the well field. I know the loader and grab is on, complete farmer spec, but I'm going to spread 2 loads of slurry there. So I don't know if you can see that now. That's the control panel I have in the tractor. Works the dribble bar and the arms on it there. So I'll just turn on the macerator to push it going, put my slurry spreader going, and we'll spread there around 2,000 gallons of slurry to the acre. A little bit along with it there.
hope you can see that now. I know there's a bit of a shine there. Just trying to keep an eye on what I'm doing too. Ground is in good old order there, considering that we had a lot of snow down last week. So I'm spreading away. Now I was in the other, I'm taking that load from the other cow tank that you didn't see me agitating, and I want to get out just 2 or 3 loads out of that and put a load of water back in it. And then I'll store it again, so it'll be nice and watery then for when the pipes come in. I'm not going to video the pipes, they're not going to be until the end of the week, and I just want to get this video finished and squared away. It's a long time since I started recording it, and so I'm going to leave the video at that. If you've made it this far, thanks very much for watching, and if you do know what make of agitator I have, put it in the comments, because I actually haven't a clue, and even the guy I bought from didn't know what make it was either. All the brand stickers were gone off it, so be interesting just to know what brand it is. So if you did like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and obviously leave a comment, and we'll talk to you in the next one. Happy farming.